He was the sweetest, kindest, best husband and father that exists in this world. And the kids are devastated. Our grandsons are devastated. And it's so worthless. I know that shot did it. He is the youngest of 3 sons. His parents both lived to be 84. There was never any heart problems in his family. His grandfather died of ruptured appendix, and his grandmother died at 99, almost 100. You know. And his checkups, never had a problem. He had 2 kidney stones, one back when I was still working, probably in 2011, and then he had one in 2019, I think it was. Those are the only issues the man ever had. He would have sinus, get sinus headaches, or, that was the only problem at times, and changing seasons, but he never had a problem. Well, he and kept up with his physicals. He did exactly whatever the doctor, he had a standing appointment with a urologist every 6 months because of the difficulty getting the stone broke up. The second one broke up. So she kept him. He couldn't drink milk or any dairy products. She had him off of all colas. He didn't drink colas. He drank lemonade, some kind of fruit juice. He took vitamins every day. He wouldn't even take zinc because he read that it was bad for the prostate. He took care of himself. And I was always afraid that something would happen to him, so I'd say, Charles, I do not want to be left here. I don't want anything to happen to you. He'd say, I'm doing the best I can. And so that's what, I always thought, well, he'll live to be an old man. I'm the one that always had health issues, and he was always having to take care of me, not vice versa. Well, on April 19th, 2021, let's see, he had gone to pick up our grandson. The younger one was here with me. He had been sick over the weekend, so he stayed on Monday with me. And Charles went to South Shades Crest, picked up Jack, took him to an art class over at Sanford at 3:30, and stayed with him until he got out at 5, I think. And came home. He had loaned a tiller to one of our neighbors, and Dale brought the tiller back, and he was down there talking to him, and John across the street came over. So they all stood there and talked for a long time, laughed, cut up, that kind of thing. So he came in, he ate his supper, we watched TV, we went to bed, and he always took a pillow, and one of his pillows put over my feet because my feet were always cold. He didn't like my cold feet. Well, we had laid down and we always spooned. He always, that's how we went to sleep. I mean, we've been married we had our 50th anniversary January 22nd. So he reached over and got that pillow. He'd laid down by me, and I said that. So he reached over and got that pillow and put it on my feet, and then didn't say anything else and didn't move. And I laid there a second, and I said, Charles, I knew you couldn't go to sleep that fast. He didn't say anything. I said, Charles, screamed at him. And about time I did that, that, I call it the death rattle, I guess. I don't know, it's some kind of guttural sound. And I flipped on the lamplight, and it was coming out, just rolling out of his mouth. Stuff was rolling out of his mouth. And I jumped up, and I was already up, but I got the phone. Dale is at EMT. So I got the phone back up. I called 911 first, and they did not answer. it rang and rang and rang and rang, and they didn't answer. So I called Dale, and I said, Dale, Charles is dying. Screamed it. And he said, open the back door. And I ran, opened the door, and he got here probably in 2 minutes or less. He's just right up there, and he's always ready. So he got here and he started compressions. We got him off the bed. He started compressions, and he shocked him 2 times. He never could get a pulse. He was gone in 1 second. He was gone. He did. When I turned the light on, he was already gone. His eyes were already. I mean, it was just like that. He like turned over, and that was it. The only thing that he had done 20 days before he died, he had his last vaccine, a Pfizer, his second Pfizer shot. He didn't complain of any problems, even that evening, because he'd been standing a long time talking, and sometimes his back would hurt when he stood too long. I said, is your back hurting? He said, no, it's fine.
So, what, it's just very moving. The last gesture he did was to put the pillow over your feet.
He said, before he got the pillow, when I said, you put the wrong pillow on my foot. I was kind of kidding. And he said, I didn't make up the bed. I said, no, I didn't make up the bed. He said, you're right, I made up the bed. He reached over and got the pillow. I know, he had to. He had no problems. He's never had any kind of like, oh, my arm hurts, or anything like that, or say, hey, I don't feel right. Never. If he had ever said anything like that, I would have gotten him to the doctor immediately. But you don't just lay down and have a heart attack with never having a symptom in the world.
And so he had the second Pfizer shot
On March 30th.
March 30th.
This was April 19th.
And these, the vaccines had been available for a while. Was it something that he was convinced he needed to do, or was it something that he just...
No, and that's another thing that bothers me. When it first came out, and when the first when everybody was in a panic, okay, people were separating, and I got worried about the kids. Our friend's Dale, what I'm talking about, he has rheumatoid arthritis. So they were saying, he can't get it. So one day he was laying on the couch, and we were watching something about it, and he said, I don't know if I'm going to get it. And I said, well, Charles, what are we going to do? We can't go around our friends and the kids. What do we do if we catch it? Why don't we give it to the boys? So he got on board. When I started making we couldn't get in any place. We put in calls or tried to get on the list, and it took us a while to get anybody to get to us. So somebody told me that if I called at 12 o'clock midnight to Walmart, that's when they started their list for the vaccine for, I don't know, a week out or something like that. And I stayed up till 12, called I think I called Bessemer Walmart, and got myself on that list. Well, when I went back in to put him on that list, they were full. And so I had to go to Hueytown Walmart website and put him on that list. That's why I got the Moderna. He got the Pfizer. We went to 2 different places. I wish we had not taken it. I wish I had said, okay, you feel that way, you shouldn't take it. The night he died, okay, they had asked us if we wanted an autopsy done, and I didn't want his body touched. I didn't want anything done. And I told Mark, the oldest, I said, it was the vaccine. It had to be the vaccine. It couldn't be all of my family. They are in agreement. It was the vaccine, nothing but the vaccine. And because he was so healthy, he never ate. He never overate. He never had an extra ounce of weight on his body. He was so active all the time. He was the secretary of the HOA out here. He had been lake manager and he switched over secretary. He was an active deacon at our church. We took care of the boys all the time. He was doing stuff with them constantly, fishing, riding bikes. We were taking them all over the place. He had a very wide open, active lifestyle. No slowing down. Everything in the world. He'd get up and say, "Good morning, my little sweet potato." And just, he'd come in the house, "I smell something cooking." Him playing with the kids all the time. Every little thing. He worked on this house for years, and everything was just like, it was like, and he's coming right back to it. He's just gone to the store, he's got this started and he's coming back to it. I don't think I ever really had the sympathy for spouses that I should have had over the years that were left. I don't know, I sympathize, but I didn't realize that, you're nothing. When you've been together that long and then you're left, you're not anything anymore. It's just like your soul has been took out of you or something. I know it'll get better. Everybody says, it will get better with time. But nothing can ever replace him. And the boys are the same way. It's like, what are we supposed to do?